Where would they go? Okay, folks, hang on. Hang on. We're about to hit these waves. I'm trying not to really hit them hard because I don't know what to expect, but if it's just a rolling wave like right here, it seems to do okay. See that? Go up and down, and up and down, and up and down. See that? Woo! We got some water there. Taking on water here. Okay, so again, that's why I needed to put a tarpaulin, kind of like a angle like that, going under here from the fleet to keep that from coming in more. You're wondering what we're doing now? This, my amigos, is going to be the splash guard. And it's cut to, of course, these sides are cut to the shape of this hole, and this side is cut to the shape of this hole. And this platform here, not these extensions, we'll cut these. We just have these as handles here. I made these 10 feet long. This is 8 feet long. But it goes underneath the crossbeam. So, and then we put like little horseshoe clamps through over the crossbeam and bolts through this. This is going to be epoxied under here in some area here, and then we're going to have, we got a 1x2 over here. This is a 2x2 of Lawan. It's marine grade wood, and we got a 1x2 over here, so it's thinner and more lightweight on the edges, because we're going to walk on this and stand on this and do things on this that is kind of scary, considering this is only 1/4 inch plywood. Okay, folks, so basically what we will have, once this is said and done, we'll have this piece under the crossbeam like that. Hey everybody, we are mixing up our epoxy lacquer thinner here, getting it to dissolve, and we are painting the waterproofing, or rolling it on, whatever you want to call it, onto our plywood splash guards right now. We already put one coat on here. We're going to put the second coat on. And you can see there's a couple of little pieces of epoxy here. I can kind of brush some of that off that's loose. It's not going to stick, but yeah, that lacquer thinner helps the epoxy absorb into the wood. And this is marine plywood, so it's you got to have something. Water penetrates it, but it just doesn't unglue it between there. But this lacquer thinner mixed with the epoxy is really good waterproofing, and these are going to be constantly getting splashed, so waterproofing is something that's just necessary. All right, look at all these. These are little 2x2s and our 1x2s by 8 feet long that are going to go on the bottom underside of our splash guard. So what we did our epoxy enamel. Gosh, I keep saying that. Epoxy lacquer thinner waterproofing on these. Okay, everybody. Looks like we got most of the epoxy done. You see how this wood now looks like it's painted, basically. It's that's the epoxy lacquer thinner. Today we're doing the little grinder thingy, and these are the boards that go underneath the splash guards. So I'm kind of making them a little hydrodynamic, so when a wave comes in, it hits it and splashes, doesn't just hit flat against the end of these boards. So I'm grinding all these down to like a shape, and so like the bow of a boat, basically. Same thing as the front bow of a boat. Alrighty, folks, we're on the next step. We've got all of our points made here, our hydrodynamic points. And now we are doing a 45 degree, a rough 45, so you can see the angle. I don't know, maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, I don't know, on these guys. And the reason we're doing that, because see this edge is really sharp, and if you're under the boat swimming and you come up and you hit your head on this edge, you may cut yourself. So we're putting a 45, so it's a little more friendly, and also a little more hydrodynamic. Hi there, everybody. Okay, now you're going to see what we're up to with these splash guards. So anyway, we've epoxy waterproofed all the wood, okay? So now we're going to epoxy and screw, or yeah, not with wood screws, but with like threaded screws with nuts on them. All of these, folks, we got 3 of the runners on here. The ones on the outside are 1x2s, And the ones in the center are 2x2s for just extra strength, and these are just for the edges. So we got one more to put on here, and then we're done with this one as far as fabrication works. Okay, this one here is pretty much got all the runners on it. Four runners. The two center ones are 2x2s, and the outer ones are 1x2s. So we got that one all done. This is the bolt that bolts. Well, we got epoxy plus a bolt. We bolt it onto the wood, and of course we run epoxy all the way up and down. And then we cover the heads of the screws and stuff with epoxy to prevent rust, and also to make it a little smoother. If you ever sat on it or laid on it, you wouldn't get a sharp screw stuck in your knee or elbow or back or whatever. Well, folks, what are we doing now? Oh, what are all those pieces laying on the ground there? Are those stainless steel 1 inch by 3/16 by 4 and 5/16 inch long? Yes, they are. And do you know what they are? These are the brackets by which I'm going to connect the splash guard to the crossbeam. So the crossbeam bolt goes through here. So it'll go in the crossbeam. Well, let's say this is the crossbeam here. Yeah, it'll go like that. Like that. There's 4 bolts going through the crossbeam. There are actually 4 of these big boys right here. So this bolt here will go through this imaginary hole right there. And because there's 4 there now, so we'll just take them out and run them through this. Just add this to that bolt like that. And then this piece here, this imaginary hole right there, will go through the plywood and one of the runners, because you need that thickness of the runner to give this strength to hold. Alrighty, we are now drilling some more holes, and as you can see, I've set up a piano keyboard so I can play piano. Well, no, wait, this isn't piano. This is these things, brackets. We're making brackets here. Okay, so I've already drilled all the holes in the part of the bracket that goes down there like that. See, it's got the hole. That's already done. But I was doing it in a fashion that wasn't really production. And so when I got all those drilled, I go, let's do production, because I'm having to clamp every single one of these 16 times, 18 actually, these 2, in order to do this. So I just progress report. We got almost half of them done here. This side we got done, and now we're going to start on this side. All right, everybody, we just put the rear little splash guard clamps on. See right there? We just use this is the bolt here that goes through and clamps this cross beam, cross beam. We got 4 of these bolts that go through here. They go long, I don't know, 8-inch bolts, 10-inch bolts. I don't know how long they are. But then we just put the hole on. We take this nut off, slide the L bracket on there. You can see it. And then we bolt it on here, and then we mount the plywood under here. And then the last one, of course, is over here. And this one's not going straight down, but I'll just push it over once we get the plywood on here. We don't have the plywood on here now. It's getting dark. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it's getting dark. But anyway, so yeah, so this is okay, look at that. They are white now. That's our epoxy primer. And again, I don't know if I told you this before, but I'm sure I have somewhere along the line. Epoxy primer you can buy in red, gray, I think orange, and white. Different colors. You get different colors, and different colors cost more or less. So, you know, just so you know, certain colors might cost more. So if you're trying to save money and you don't care what color your primer is, get the cheapest one. Alrighty, fellow boat people. We got this side done with all the coats of everything. We got the waterproofing, we got the epoxy primer, we got the epoxy enamel on here. And then the enamel, as I've said a few times before, comes out looking like gel coat. It's really shiny. So we have flipped these, and this is the top side. This is the part that goes up, and it goes under. The cross beam goes right across here like this, and then the L brackets screw into the bolts that go through the cross beam to hold the cross beam together. We have 4 bolts this distance apart. So now we will epoxy enamel this side. Okay, we put the final coat on. This is the final coat on top side. The bottom side we did yesterday. Top side we just now did. This is the second coat. We put one coat on lengthwise and then another coat on crisscross, and then we waited till that got almost dry to the touch, and then we put another coat on in whatever direction we were going. I don't know, up and down, left and right. It's another coat. So there's a third coat on here now. I like to put 4, but we ran out of paint, so we that's good enough. It's good. We overdo. We overpaint, over epoxy, overbuild. Everything.
Hey everybody. So, you know what I've got here? Or what we got? We got splash guards. See them? We're actually putting them on right now. We're putting them on right now. So you can see they go under the cross beams here. See, they're bolted in right here. You can see that they're bolted in here. I got 4 bolts going through where the runners are. So they're going, not just going through plywood because they'd rip out. So they're going through the runner here, 1 inch, 1x2, and a 2x2 here, and a 2x2 here in the center for the extra strength, and a 1x2 on the outer because it shouldn't be stressed so much. So yeah, 1x2, 2x2, 2x2, 1x2. So the bolts are going through there. That's what we're locking them down with. We're putting this little foam stuff here, if you can see it. I don't know if I'm in the shadow. Yeah. Okay, so I punched a hole in the center of this and slide it on the bolt, and then put it as a little gasket, like a little gasket. And again, I'm in the shadows as the sun is on the wrong side of me. But anyway, I gotta move down to this end to start doing these. But you can see, if water waves come up here, they're going to hit this and go back in the ocean. The other thing we also have a tarpaulin that goes under here and clips onto here and clips onto the cleat and clips onto the front here and clips onto that hoop there and that hoop there and that hoop there, and then it goes under here. So if a wave hits up front here, it hits that tarpaulin and goes back in the ocean. Again, you know, splash guard type stuff. So you can see, honey, you want to bring all that stuff down here? Because it's time to do this end. So you can see right here, and I'll get tangled up in my bridle. But anyway, you can see right here, we got the holes here. We just put the bolt through here, into here. Put the little gasket, foam gasket here, so this sharp edges don't dig into the paint and cut the paint, because once you cut the paint, you got wood, and water goes into the wood, and this whole area rots, and then you're back to building more of these. So anyway, we got that side sort of on. We got to tighten everything down. We're just kind of snugging it up. I mean, just putting them on right now. Okay. Hey everybody, we're gonna tighten these bad boys down. So I got a 10mm wrench and a 10mm socket ratchet driver, and let's do this one here because this one's the easiest to see. Maybe you can't see, but anyway, basically what I do, get down here, put that on the nut or on the bolt, and then start tightening. But you see how this thing twisted? I just got to straighten it up so it's getting a good coverage. The gasket, the foam gasket, I'm going to call it, getting good coverage there. And we're working in the shadow here, so I don't know how good the video is going to be, but basically this is it. I just tighten it down until it's good and snug. Okay, that's good. This is compressed. For some reason I can't get this socket off of there. It's a 10mm, so I take my vice grip and I grab onto the top, and then I wiggle it off. So that's it, folks. We got the, and again, we're in the shadows. I'm trying to get out of the shadows, but okay, we're going to do the Chubby Lindy test. Oh, yeah, step on that. Step on that. Is it giving way? It's springing. Honey, sit down. Sit down. How's it feel? I saw the bouncing. Huh? I don't know if that's, I don't think it's stressing anything. The other option we have is to take get another set of these L's here. These L's, I don't know if you can see it, if it's in shadow, and put them here and bolt them through here. However, they would be right behind, would be right in line with these bolts here, but it would work. Yeah, it would work. Put it on both ends and you'd have another support here and here. I could even do two, one here and one here. Wouldn't have to do four. And see, okay, honey, kind of bounce some, bounce some. It doesn't seem to give too much. It doesn't. I mean, you can see there's some spring, but like I said, we got two 1x2s and two 2x2s. And when you put the 1x2 up and try to set on it, one person could set on it. 200 pounds, me. I could set on it. It wouldn't break. So we got two, plus all the epoxy parts, plus it's screwed into the plywood, plus the 1x2s on the side. We also have a gap here. See right here, so that any water that comes in can just wash right out. If it comes in anywhere, it can go out the front or the rear. It can also come in the front or the rear too. We've got this here flush with the back of here, so when the engine goes down, it doesn't rub on that. Both of these should be flush with the end. So the outboard, the outboard's going to be clamped here. And this one's not flush though. Here, this one sticks out a little bit here, but I think the engine's going to be out here, about an inch or more out. So we should be good to go. We'll check turning and all that stuff. We also have to put the hydrofoil on our outboards and make sure that when they turn, the hydrofoil doesn't hit the side fins on the hulls or hit the side of the hull. So we got to be careful there. So anyway, we're styling, folks. Hey everybody, we got the rear splash shield. We're going to call this one a shield, that center thing right there. Call that a splash shield. And it's on the back here. And as you see, we trimmed it kind of even with the side here because it was wider. And so you lift this back up and then you can see all the stuff back here. You can get back here if you need to bail water, because water can still get in here. But you should have like way less water. And again, it's kind of like a snug fit, so you gotta just push it down like that. Now it's there. And you see these little tabs, these little wooden things. I didn't invent these. I didn't put these here, but that's just how they came out. And they're perfect for holding the front of this down. And we do have ventilation here for the engine should we run it. However, this back area here is going to be a little bit of a hot box. And we have an exhaust thing that we got to sort out. So not quite sure how to sort the exhaust system out for the engine in there. And I'm not sure I need that engine, but we'll see. Maybe if I run it, maybe I can build like a little prop like here. Raise this up some. Put a little block in here or something, raise that up some, you know, give it a little gap there. I don't know. We'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. So this is a snug fit. Yeah, I just have to, just a little snap kind of a thing. So we are good to go. You can see we got these splash guards on. We got tarpaulin splash shields for the front too. We're going to put those on now and you'll get to see that in just a minute. So stay tuned, folks, or the next video or something. I don't know. We'll show how we'll combine all these, splash this and splash that, splash shields and splash guards and splash tarpaulins, but we will. So anyway, we're going to hook them up and you'll get to see what's going on there. Paradise out, splash shield, rear splash shield. And then a bat boat. All right, folks. We got our wings going now. We had to. What we do, you can see we've got 3 or 4 different sizes of these carabiners, and sometimes we'll take one and add another one, and sometimes we'll take one and add 3 smaller ones, or whatever size we need to get the adjustment right. But before, this was hanging down like a scoop, scooping the waves up. So now we got it up so the waves come into it and it goes and it stays up like that. That one's always been up pretty good there. So just with fiddling around, we also crossed over. Normally our plan was to hook this one here, but then we crossed them, and then that gave us more tension across the front. And now we're looking good. The other thing we need to do is pull some of this side up. See, we got some wrinkles here, and it's just aesthetics. It's not that it doesn't work or anything, but we need to get this back corner here pulled tight, and it pulls all those wrinkles out. So far, so good. We got our bat wings going. That'll also catch wind too, and maybe lift the front of the boat, which again, we want the front lifted and the back lifted too. And we got hydrofoils, as I've said many times, on the engines to lift the back. I may, and you may have heard me say this earlier, or on another part of this video, I may, where the prop shaft support is, I may weld a little stainless steel wing on there to again add another foil lifting the back, because we need to keep that back up. We need the front up and the back up, get above the waves and water as high as we can. That's just how we position ourselves, is by getting a little bit higher. And the one on the guard here would just be a little short one, just to add some lift. I don't know how many pounds of lift it's going to add, but some lift. But anyway, there we go. We are all splashed, desplashed, unsplashed, splash resistant. Now we got our splash shield on the back that covers this rear part. So we got like the trunk of a car here. This, however, there's the engine, that yellow gas tank. That's the inboard engine there that we got to manage a muffler somehow and heat exhausting somehow. And we've got a vent there, and we got a big opening in the front, and we got a fan on the engine that blows the heat back, but we got to get it to come out of that slot there. So anyway, that's another mission. So we got the splash guard here, splash guard here. We got the motor mounts raised 3 additional inches higher. We've got the bat wings on the front. Look at those bad boys, man. Look at them. Woo! I'm talking Batman, man. We're ready for a bat-fastic time, huh? How do they do that? Or did they ever say that on Batman, bat-fastic? But anyway, that looks nice. And Lindy also washed that one. There was some mud on it. Somehow it got some mud on it, and it didn't look. See how white that is, and how white that is, and how white everything is. And so the guy that helps us build these boats, he comes out every now and then and washes these things, get all the algae off. But see those little black dudes there? Those are burned. Look, oh, that one just came off. But they'll attach themselves to the side of the boat, and you want to scrape those off with a bamboo spatula or a plastic spatula. You can scrape those off. So anyway, we're looking golden, folks. Just looking golden. And then a bat boat.